Okay, YouTube, back with another video. Today we're going to show you how to put a solid state drive in your laptop to replace your existing hard drive. In this case, we're going to be upgrading a Dell 5493 today. This comes standard with an M2 solid state drive in it, but it's very slow drive that they put in these Dells. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually upgrade to the 970 Evo Plus. We're going to show you how to do it step by step. Along with that, this particular computer comes with a SATA slot with no hard drive in it. So we're going to add a little bit more storage, and we're going to add the 860 Evo SSD also. So come along with us and let's show you how to do the install on the hardware, and then we're going to leave you information under the video that shows you what you need to do to get the software, to get the Windows 10 and all your files back on this after you actually do the install. So come along with us. Let's get into the intro, then we'll start the video. Okay, let's go ahead and take the cover off this, then we'll go from there. Usually I just unscrew them. Where the hinges go here, there's a little bit different notch here. You can pull up on it. There it is. Okay, what we're going to be replacing, this computer is set up with an M2 hard drive, which is here. And it also has a setup for a SATA, which is what's so good about this computer. You can actually add a SATA drive to it. So we can make this one our primary, hold our operating system and some files, and then we can use this one for storage. So there's quite a bit of upgradability that's built into this. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and change out the M2. This is a small hard drive that comes in it, and it doesn't have a fast rate, a data rate as far as running on the computer. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace it. We're going to replace it with a 970 Evo Plus. And that's the fastest SSD that's on the market right now, an M2 that'll fit in this Dell computer. So what we're going to do is we're just going to basically take out two screws. We're going to take out one here, and then we're going to take out the other one, which is on the right hand side. And after you do this, it just pops up. Now on the Dell, this screw is built into this so it doesn't come out, so you just loosen it up. But look how small the hard drive is, size-wise here. Look how small it is. It's little bitty. Let's compare to the new hard drive. Now the size doesn't mean it's going to be faster or anything like that, but just to show you that they put the minimum in the computer. That's why you want to upgrade to a better drive like the Evo Plus. And this is what the Evo Plus looks like here. So we'll take that and pop that out of that case. Now look at the difference between this little drive and this big drive. The new drive is the size of the whole piece, so they use an aluminum adapter here to take up the extra room so you can get the screw hole in it. So basically all we're doing is, if you look and see, it's got a notch right here, and so does this one. What we want to do is we want to look on the board, and on the board here you're going to see that there's a notch right here. So all you got to do is flip it over where the notch is, take it here and push it in, and then push it down. That's all there is to it. So basically get your little screw, put it right here, and just tighten it up. That's all you have to do to replace the M2 hard drive on these computers. But since we've got it open, we're going to go ahead and make a couple other upgrades on it because we have some extra storage room that we can use. So the next thing we're going to do is, because we have the SATA connector already here and there's no drive in it, let's go ahead and put a drive in here also. And here again we're going to put the solid state drive, and this is the 860 EVO SSD. It's 500 gigabytes. So it's going to be, you know, a decent sized hard drive to put in here. I like these drives over the mechanical drives because the mechanical drives use a lot of battery and they just don't have the data rate that the solid state drives have. So let's go ahead and put this in. So we're just going to open this up, slide it out. It's our paperwork that comes with it. And this is our solid state drive right here. That's all there is to it. And there's the connectors for it. So what we'll do here is we're going to take these two screws out. There's one here. Little bitty black screws. Take this one out here. Okay, and it's got this casing. So what you want to do is you want to take the drive and you want to look at the connector here. There's a small side and there's a large size, if you can see it. And basically all you're going to do is just plug it in like so, and that's all you have to do. This fits over this just to keep the position. It just holds it down on the inside, and it lays right back down here. And you just put your screw here and your screw here back in. Sometimes what I'll do is actually lift it up a little bit where the screw lays in the tray. That way you can usually get your screwdriver on it. It's got two little holes here. One is, there we go. That's it. Whoop. Let's try this again. These screws are so small. You can get a magnetic screwdriver if you want to use it on this. It's not going to hurt anything. There you go. Get that one started. So that's going to be one. Got this one here. We're going to put in number 2. Put it on the screwdriver here. Wow. I'm just having a hard time with these screws today. Let's lift that up a little bit. There we go. That way we can get down on it. There we go. Tighten it up there. So we've got 2 screws on here. We've got our cable. So we just added an extra storage device here by putting this in here like this. Now, if you look here, this is the RAM, the random access memory that's in the computer, your memory. And this is an 8 gig chip that comes standard in the computer. So if you'll notice here, there's another one here for a DIMM, another DIMM here, a DIMM A and a DIMM B. So what we did was we went ahead and we bought another chip, and this is going to be an 8 gig chip also, which will bring it up to 16. And you'll notice that it's got a notch in it also. There's a shorter side and there's a longer side. So when you're putting it in, pay attention. The shorter side is here, the longer side is here. And just like we did with the SSD drive here, we want to take it and we want to put it at an angle. We want to push it in and then push it down. And then that's it. So we've replaced the hard drive. We've added another SATA SSD. This is an M2 SSD. And then we've added another 8 gigs. So we've maxed the memory out on this computer. Now, a lot of computers will either come with only the M2 or only the SATA. But there's a lot of computers out there now that are coming with SATAs in them. And like this Dell, this is a Dell 5493. And it comes with an extra slot without a drive in it. So you can actually go to Best Buy, Amazon, and buy the solid state drive, the SATA, and put in here. Now, if you're not sure what parts you need, I usually tell people, and I'm going to leave a link below in the area up under, about the video here, and it's going to show you where you can go to a website called Crucial. What Crucial will do is, Crucial's website has got a database in it where you can actually put in the computer model, the maker and the model number, and they sell memory and SSD drives. So they're going to tell you in there that your computer has 2 slots, it's got 8 gig, and you're available by another 8 or a 4. There's only 2 slots. So that's, they'll tell you that. Plus, they'll tell you what type of SSD, or in most cases, it's a hard drive. This is what's going to come in most of your computers, and this is a mechanical drive here, a mechanical hard drive. So it works like a record player in the inside. It's got a plot, and it's got a needle on it that reads the information. So when you're searching for data, it's got to go searching through that whole disk to find what you're looking for. A solid state drive doesn't. When you ask it for something, it knows exactly where it is. There's no moving parts. So on a computer with this, you're going to have 45 to a minute and a half startup running Windows on a hard drive like this. A solid state drive should give you about a 5 to 6 second startup. It's just that much quicker. Along with that, if you're considering replacing your battery in a laptop or buying another battery to get more battery life out of your computer, the money that you spend on a battery is probably going to be more expensive than what a solid state drive is going to be. And by replacing this with this, it's going to just about double your battery life. So before running out and buying a battery, go ahead and just change this drive out, because that way you're getting double your battery life. Plus, it keeps the system stays cooler. This gets hot. This does not get hot. When the laptop gets hot, it has a BIOS chip on the motherboard. And what the BIOS chip does is it tells this fan when to cut on and when to cut off when it gets hot. So when your hard drives get hot, this comes on and it runs all the time. It uses more electricity. And the regular hard drive constantly is turning when you're on the computer, so it's using electricity too. So it's a lot of pull on the computer. So just change this out with a regular solid state drive. But this computer luckily came with M2 slot, and this is called the SATA slot. So I've upgraded both with faster, extra storage, and then we added another 8 gig of memory. After that, when you're done, basically you just put the top back on it. When you're at it, if you've had your computer for a while and it's not a brand new computer, right here in the fan, get some air and blow in the fan area to clean this out, and it'll blow it out here on the outside, because the cooler this stays, the better the computer is going to run. There's actually a processor under here. Is where this is an Intel processor. You'll have an AMD. The processor is under here, so when it gets hot, this piece of copper comes over here, and this fan keeps the copper cold, and that way it doesn't overheat. If this fan stops where it can't send cold back through this piece of copper, that's when your system will freeze up and you can burn your processors out. In that case, buy another computer, because these are built onto the motherboard so they can't come off. But that pretty much is all you have to do in order to upgrade a Dell 5493. And most of the Dells usually have the mechanical drive in it, which is going to be here that you switch out. On this particular model, it has what they call a full plate. And you see it's the full plate. There's nothing. On some of them, you'll have a slot here with 3 screws, and when you take them out, you only take off 1 plate, and then you can get to the hard drive and the memory. And just after you do that, push this back down. Sorry for the shaking on the video, guys. My camera's moving a little bit. Okay, and then after that, just tighten up the screws. There's not that much to it. You know, if you have trouble getting the case off with your fingers, a lot of times I'll use a credit card. They make a lot of, you've seen the little plastic things that you can buy for repairing computers and laptops where it's just a little bitty, looks like a guitar pick. You can sometimes get that in there, but usually wherever your hinges are, if you'll pull up where the hinge areas are after you take the screws out, it usually takes care of everything that you need. And then after you get these extra screws in here, that's pretty much it. Now, one of the questions you guys are going to have for sure, and you're probably wondering when you just spent the time to watch this video, what about my data on my old hard drive? And what about this? And what about that? Well, I'll tell you what you can do. If you look in my videos, there's a video in there that says how to make Windows 10 backup. And that's what we've got right here. And I've got it right here where we made it. It's on a USB. It'll show you how to get Windows 10 on here. It'll show you how to get the serial numbers out of the computer for your Windows 10. So when you change your hard drive, because right now there's no data on these drives at all. So all I'm going to have to do now is all the screws are back in it. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to take the backup of the USB that we had. I'm going to stick it in the USB port here. And I'm going to start the computer, and it's going to go to load Windows, and it's going to ask me for a serial number. And that's when you're going to use the serial number. So you know how to do the hardware end here. Watch the video that says how to make a Windows 10 backup, and it's going to show you how to make this. Now, back up any of your data files on your computer before you do this, and make one of these, and just reload the Windows 10 originally on there, and then just put your data back on it. So that's the end of the video. That'll give you some idea. Okay guys, now we're done. I think you see how to take the back case off. And in this case, we replaced the M2 with a faster, larger drive. Along with, we added extra storage by adding the other SATA SSD drive. And we added the other 8 gig of memory, which brought the total up to 16 gig. It's a very easy process to take this stuff out. I'm going to leave a video below, link, like I told you earlier. And basically what this is for is you'll need to actually get Windows 10 onto a USB drive, and we have step-by-step. It shows you how to do that, and also how to back up your serial number. So when you enter these and put it in there and ask you for your serial number, everything will be like it was when you bought it. Now, any software that you have on the computer, like if you've got Word documents and stuff like that, back that stuff up onto an external drive before you do this, so you'll have it. And then afterwards, we'll do another video that's going to show you how to do a backup of your computer. Because in most cases, people use the software that's on the computer that it comes with. So a lot of times they may not have a word processor or something like that. If you do and you paid for those softwares that's on your computer, we'll show you how to do a backup of those and put them on these hard drives also. But to do a clean install is always the best way because it gets rid of a lot of junk on the systems. This is a newer Dell computer, so you're probably going to be doing it like we did right out of the box. There wasn't a lot to move over. So that's it for today's video. If you like the channel, please subscribe, and if you like the content of the channel, please give us a thumbs up. And until the next video, we'll see you then.